Remarketing is really simply the act of marketing to somebody over and over and over again. How many of you bought products on Amazon before? All of you, most of you. Like today,
5 minutes ago.
in the last 10 minutes. So what happens, you go to Amazon, you put that thing in your cart checkout, and then you're like, you know what, I don't think I'm gonna buy this right now, and then you go back to Facebook.
It shows up in your Facebook.
It shows up right in your Facebook newsfeed, right? That's remarketing. That's dynamic remarketing. They're following you based on the actions that you take. And so when we are using remarketing, what we're trying to do is we're trying to follow our buyer leads around the internet. The same way companies like Amazon or Nike or Walmart or other big brands are doing to you. We try to follow sellers around the internet while they're making the decision who's going to list their property. There's 3 different components to doing stuff like this. There's getting leads, there's building a brand, and then there's converting. How many of you 4, 5, 6 years ago, all of a sudden out of nowhere, the leads stopped answering your phone calls, they stopped responding to your text messages, and they stopped even opening your emails? Anybody notice that trend start to take place? How many of you are experiencing it right now? They estimate that 2% of people would be willing to do business with somebody the first time that they met them. That means if you all generate 100 leads, 2 people would be willing to do business with you. 2. So what are we doing for the other 98? Most people today will convert an average of 0.86% of leads they generate from Facebook. And I don't have all of the deep metrics on a lot of other sources, but Facebook is kind of my lane. And so if we can come in and increase your conversion rate, if you look at the average cost per lead with Facebook, it's $3 to $5. If it takes 100 leads to get 1 deal, that's $500. But if you can convert 2 deals or 3 deals, your cost to acquire a customer gets cut in half, go down to $250 or even lower. Most of our clients are converting customers between $300 to $500 in ad spend today. How many of you would love to get your next $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 commission check, and all you had to do was give Facebook $300, $500? A lot of us, right? It just makes too much sense. So Facebook today, I hear it a lot, is Facebook suck, the leads suck, and then the people that sell Facebook leads said, no, you suck, like your follow-up sucks, and you guys are having this really fun conversation going back and forth. I don't think anybody sucks, I just don't think anybody's paying attention to their own purchase behavior. If you go buy a product, what's the first thing that you do? Reviews. You guys want to know that what you are buying, you can expect to get what it is that you're about to swipe the card for. How many of you read reviews? Please raise your hand. Okay. How many of you have a place where your clients go to do all of the review and research on you? Videos, quotes, testimonials. Not as many people. 100% of the people in this room read reviews of products and services before they buy. And maybe 5% of the people in this room have a place where their audience can go to research and review them. Do you see the disconnect? Because if you're not going to do it, what makes you think that they're going to do it? We've got to create an experience for people that extends beyond just customer service. Think of your customer service, which I'm sure you all are amazing at, as extending all the way to the very first time a lead even meets you. Opt into a campaign, you buy a portal lead, whatever it is that you may be doing today. Branded remarketing content, video remarketing content gives you an opportunity to instantaneously start building a relationship. Video content allows you to develop what we call a parasocial relationship with another person. Has anybody ever heard that term? A parasocial relationship is where one person builds a relationship with a character, but the character has no idea the other person exists. So I'm going to make this real for you guys. Who in here has a celebrity that they just freaking love? Athlete, just shout it out, it's fun. Oh yes. Taylor Swift. Okay. Taylor Swift, that's a first. Normally people go straight for The Rock, but I'm liking this a whole lot more because I know how you are going to react based on what I say. So let's say you and I are sitting having a wonderful conversation. All of a sudden, I go like real stone cold on T Swift. Just like, that chick does not have her life together. She needs to quit writing music about boys if that's what she still does. It is. Her music sucks, her concerts are no fun, and I don't even think she looks that good. You visibly look pissed off right now. Okay. Don't mess with Tay Tay. Now, do you personally know Taylor Swift? In your dreams? Okay. So we all confirm, not in real life. And does Taylor Swift know you? Absolutely not. Okay. This is the exact definition of a parasocial relationship. This woman, what's her name? Michelle has seen maybe 2% of Taylor Swift's whole life. Taylor Swift could be a horrible human being. Could be, but that's not her reality. I'm standing here right in front of her, and I can tell that she hates me now because I said all these things about Taylor Swift, right? I'm just kidding. But she's visibly upset. She's got this instinct that kicked in immediately, and the instinct was to defend Taylor Swift, somebody she doesn't know. Now, what I'm pointing out to you is that this is what happens when you start to develop influence and you gain followers. When people start seeing your video content, they start developing the same type of relationship, maybe not to an extreme, as Michelle has with Taylor Swift. How many of you would love if you had a ton of people in your market that would blindly and faithfully defend you no matter what? Probably help some conversion rates, right? Solve some sales problems, right? That's what video does. It creates a relationship with people. Even though you don't know them, they feel like they know you. How many of you have relationships like that throughout social media today that you can point to? Maybe some you're kind of living through today. I don't know if anybody's met anybody else in the room today and you say, oh, I feel like I know you. I feel like we've been connected for so long. Got to meet Dan, got to meet Keri and some of the other amazing speakers. You have developed a one-sided relationship with people. That's what your audience is doing with you. They're developing a one-sided relationship with you. And if you look back at the way that we were programmed, most of you, when you were younger, your parents said, please go in the other room, watch some TV, I gotta work, or you're annoying me, or something, right? I don't know if anybody said that to their kid. I would never say that to my child, so I don't know how you guys would say it to yours, but that's maybe a different conversation. Please go in the other room. And so we as children, we started watching TV. We started watching cartoons. And I don't know about you guys, I've watched the same movie like 1,000 times because my son gets into like the Hulk or he gets into something else. And I grow to learn these movies line by line because I got to watch them with him. But what I'm pointing out is he has these raving fan-like relationships and he's a child. And then we grow up and we start watching our teenage shows. And then we become adults and we watch Hulu or Netflix or whatever shows it is that you may watch today. What I'm pointing out is that each of you individually have been programmed to build relationships with people this way since you were a child. Another story. One agent posed, just sold a house, $20,000 over asking in 7 days. Cool. Another agent posts, listen to this. I'm so excited for my clients, Jimmy and Susan. Susan reached out to me a couple of months ago, and she was really anxious. She was wanting to sell her property and relocate to be closer to her daughter. They were about to bring in their second grandchild. And she was so excited. She says she could already see the barbecues by the pool and the smell of the kids' sunscreen and XYZ. And she was nervous because she knew that because of the state of the market, if she sold her house, she might not be able to find a property to buy. So we went to work implementing some of our marketing strategies. We were able to sell her property in 7 days for $20,000 over asking. And because of the extra money we got in listing the home, we were able to put in an extremely competitive offer just a couple blocks away from her daughter. They just closed yesterday, and I couldn't be more happy for Suzanne and Jimmy. I said the same thing you say. I just said it in a storied format. But here's what's really powerful. You all will attract people like you to do business with you. That's how marketing works. That's how branding works. You're going to attract people that have common interests. You're going to attract all types that are really, as you put out messaging, going to be attracted to that because of what they see. If you tell really good stories, well, guess what? Maybe there's another Susan out there on social media that watches the video. that you put out about your clients. Well, what did I do in the beginning of the story? I described the mental imagery, right? I'm starting to activate narrative transportation, get somebody entranced in a story, and then I emotionally provoke them. If there's another Susan-type character out there watching this video, instantly going to be hooked on wanting to do business with you because they will have felt like they already did because of narrative transportation.